Senna is open, Azir is open. I feel like yesterday we didn't see any Senna. Expect it more today, potentially, from these teams. But it's just going to be that first pick, Azir from T1. I don't think that's any surprise. Faker leaning on that pick, which is obviously very experienced on. And immediately KT go for the Renekton Sejuani combo.
Yeah.
I think prioritizing the Sejuani when you have 3 jungle bans already makes a decent amount of sense. Renekton, obviously a pick we've seen quite high priority on. Does pair up well. Nice to see a champion who can actually stack the Sejuani permafrost rather than sometimes when we get like the 4-range champion.
Yeah, the good old Kennen Ari Sejuani or something like that, which would be very tragic. It does give Owner the ability to head towards the Lilia. It doesn't fill you with joy to see it alongside an Azir necessarily, but it is still very, very powerful in the jungle and can really start messing up Pyoshik's day. See where Faker goes. Could be a lock-in towards the top side of the map in order to just round out that top side, save the bottom lane to try and get some sort of counter pick after that 4th does come in for KT. Or they lock away something of the priority variety. Could be an option here, but they can already see the Renekton, so you could theoretically go into that.
Oh.
It will just be Senna. There it is. Finally, we see this pick. We were talking about it all yesterday. It just didn't get a look in, and finally it will be locked away as BDD locks up the Smolder.
And really it's up to KT in this situation if they want to go for the Seraphine. So this could be a bot lane Seraphine, as in like 80 carry, or it could be in the support role. We saw Ashe Seraphine played yesterday. It does feel like a bit like they want to match scaling with scaling, and also you have the powerful engage potential. So if Renekton and Sejuani go in, you can ult over the top.
And it also synergizes quite well with Mom as well, if you've got Seraphine and Smolder standing in a similar position. Line them up and knock them down is the theory, as Olaf is just going to be locked in. Of course it is. That's Yasuo. I don't know where that would be going, as I assume it's Figumi Ishii alongside Carrier's Senna. That could be a lot of fun.
We've seen them play Senna Yasuo, not the most synergy between the two kits, but the wind wall has a lot of value in this situation.
Hang on.
The
Neela to come in.
The thing is, you already do so much healing, and you get the amplified healing from the Neela. It's a little bit disgusting, but it does mean KT gonna look for something like the MF here. A lot of power with that bot side. The 3 ultimates of the Smolder, the Seraphine, and the MF. Insane amounts of power, but they are playing into this Senna who, the healing potential, the ult potential, the shielding available is a bit absurd. I think KT, they've got some strong aspects of the composition. If we get a late game, obviously the Smolder can be really powerful. But I feel like when you have this Olaf, if Zeus gets ahead in this pick and you have a Senna backing you up with this healing, it's going to be impossible to take anyone down. The Lilia as well.
Yeah.
And I think it might be quite hard to pin down these targets and keep them inside the MF ultimate.
To try and deal with it. See what happens here as we hop onto the Rift for game number 1 of the Telecom War. Oh man, KT fans pretty loud here today, but T1 no slouches either. As Pyoshik will be able to find Owner moving towards his jungle. We'll be backing away, giving them the good old okay there. As Carrier walking in alongside them. Don't know whether this necessarily means we will have any sort of lane swap shenanigans, but Pyoshik is going to take a bunch of damage that Perfect was able to create for himself.
Yeah,
KT can then get themselves the grubs.
Yeah, they really want those grubs. I guess part of it may also just be avoiding...
Okay, Flap, pretty powerful there against walls, even if they are just constructed by an Emperor of Shurima.
Yeah, a little bit off there from Faker, but to be honest, don't think they would have killed BDD there, even if the ult did connect. Owner doesn't have his ult, probably would have just been a flash, but still a bit unfortunate, could move some BDD.
Pyoshik is going to be able to lock down the 3rd, so there we go, they got exactly what they wanted. Looks like Owner will be able to get himself the Rift Scuttler though. Pyoshik not going to be able to get in line for the smite, as Def has hit level 6. Perfect going for a little bit of a harass attempt onto Gumayushi, who just says no.
This is one of the problems with kind of leaving this lane as 1v2, is the Neela is so fast at taking towers, and the fact you can just queue them.
And so a bit of investing for the future, you could say.
Yeah, looks like a lot of objective focus from KT, really trying to get these on lock, but T1 seem not really too focused on that, just trying to secure gold where they can on the map. and won't even look to contest this Mountain Dragon at all.
And I don't mind that at all, to be honest. I think that T1 just wanting to set themselves up for a mid-game where they can still fight. And I think that that is something that they should be able to achieve with what their game plan and focus has been. Now you've got T1 moving on over to try and take these grubs. It is on full vision here of KT. So you can see that control ward in the back of the pit. Looks like they're just happy to trade it and get towards 3-3. As Beryl throws down a high note. Nice drop of the beat there. As Gumiushi's going to get healed back to full, basically, nullifying all of that effort with a Piercing Darkness, as Senna is wont to do. You can see not too many clues when it comes to exactly what the build is going to look like here for Keria. Yep. It is likely going to be what you were talking about before, with that Helia coming in first.
Yeah, Piershik is...
Zona is going to take down yet another Rift Scuttler. This might be a first blood opportunity here, as Perfect looking to try and get himself out. Don't know whether he got himself a dice, as he's not even going to be sleepy. He's just going to be sent home, does have his teleport, and yeah, it's very annoying, isn't it? There we go.
With the Leandries as well, takes so long to get the recall off. But it looks like T1 not even really putting too much attention down towards the Dragon, instead looking to see if they can threaten a dive on a Perfect. Definitely capable of doing this in a 2v1. BDD does have teleport if he wants to defend, but it looks like the focus for KT is down towards that Dragon again.
Yep. You can see KT have not done a lot of damage to structures here in this game. As Owner is going to try and put Piershik to sleep. The prison does come down, but there's the Emperor's Divide. Mom comes through as well, but there is just nothing Piershik can do. Encore is going to connect here onto the Lilia, but the Dawning Shadow is there in response. And Beryl and BDD just not with enough damage by the looks of things. A Q does come down, but this is a very early Smolder, the flash forward. And BDD not able to do enough to take down FAKER's Azir.
The damage just isn't there yet from the Smolder, especially when there's a Senna on the other side. The healing's not really kicking in yet.
The extra heal does come on through. KT's still able to get back out onto the map and take themselves an Infernal Drake, and that is Hextech Soul. Mountain Infernal Hextech. That is terrifying.
You really feel good that you've kind of been rewarded for your early investment into those dragons. Beryl, though, could be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, he doesn't have flash, nor does he have heal. He has nothing. He's just dead. That is Gumiushi picking up that kill. And sometimes when you're playing these enchanted supports, you need to be a little bit careful with where you step.
Yep, that's the danger of playing something like the Seraphine. If you're out of position, not much you can do to kind of disengage from that, and just get picked off by T1.
He is ahead once again as far as farm is concerned. BDD doing a good job as well. But Neela being only like 2 CS behind is a little bit of a worry.
Yeah, and also part of the fact of having a Neela, Keria is 2 levels up on Beryl.
Yeah,
which is pretty concerning. Doesn't quite have that Helia yet, but that's a decent spike. But really, 2 items is just where this champion just starts to take over the game. So I think with the fact that T1 already have a gold lead,
to try and close this one out as quickly as possible before BDD, gets up to 750 stacks or whatever number we saw yesterday with all the smolders that were coming out. But right now, FAKER is going to do the I'm going to do nothing and avoid the Glacial Prison. That was really nicely done. Beryl throws a point-blank Encore, though. And I think FAKER, after this one, is going to be dead. So 3 versus 1, those odds weren't great. And that is BDD grabbing himself a kill. As the bullet time does come down, that might actually save this turret. And it will do so. So Deft able to alleviate some of the pressure there. But Perfect can't stick around here in this bottom lane because Ona's making his way over. And that will be first turret blood going over to T1. Whenever you kill FAKER, there is always something that his team is taking on the map.
Yep.
Is still very, very healthy here for T1.
We've seen this one before.
Yeah, okay. So he does have his flash now. But he's still going to get engaged on here by Piershik. BDD going to breathe on him there as the permafrost does come in. He avoids Mom, though, and the wall is going to stop them from being able to walk up.
Yeah,
Rift Herald goes down in the mid lane, and FAKER is just buying as much time as he possibly can. This turret is now going to get aggressive at him as Beryl is just going to flash over. That is going to be the kill picked up, but at what cost, ladies and gentlemen, as the inner turret is going to fall as well as the outer, and Shelly even gets to go on another walk after that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get another charge on the back of this, just using it to get to Dragon quickly.
That'll do it, though.
But here's the cost. Flashbang from Beryl for him to get that kill on a FAKER, and they lose this Dragon. And the reason this is so dangerous is because T1 have a big lead, but the next Dragon from here on out, like subsequent Dragons, Baron is going to be up.
Yeah.
If you try and contest a Dragon as KT and you lose the fight, you're probably losing Baron, and that might just be the game.
I mean, it's real dicey. As soon as you see a member of T1, you have to get out of there.
Yeah, flash to Seraphine. So risky to try and contest his vision.
And he is going to once again be found. Emperor's Divide is going to go wide this time, though, as KT looking for a teleport angle. BDD comes in on top of the turret is perfect. He's making his way through as well. Mom comes down. The Dawning Shadow is there, but the AoE damage here from KT is gigantic. There goes Carrier. There goes Faker. Ona was already dead, and now it's just Zeus trying to fight them off, but he knows he's only going to be able to get that one, and KT have their sights on Baron.
A massive overstep from T1 is immediately punished, and just when the game starts to feel like it's going out of KT's control, they punish T1. The AoE ultimates come in a choke point, and T1 fall and lose the Baron. With the Baron in pocket as well, we talked about the standing gold that's available. KT going to look to capitalize on that, trying to push mid in here, and there's just not much T1 can do.
Yep, no stopping this one. They have managed to trade outer for outer so far. As you can see there, the Rebel Baron power play not exactly the largest, as the teleport is going to come through from Faker, as that Glacial Prison just barely enough ergs on it, unfortunately, for Pyosik. So Carrier is going to survive that one. This inner turret not going to be falling on this particular push. So KT still struggling to find a lot of value when it comes to this Baron. An early one like this is often difficult to make use of.
Interesting, we do see Pyosik going for the Abyssal Mask. Not much magic damage on KT, so perhaps not the highest value buy there.
Let's see what they can actually utilize it for. Maybe Barrel's damage is what they're trying to boost up after he got that flash kill onto Faker. You know, maybe the next item is just going to be a death cap. You never know. I mean, we probably know that it's not going to be. As Perfect is now slinking around, looking for a flanking Olaf, as the Viking is sort of lurking in that area. Pyosik looking for that angle as well, as the Glacial Prison back up and available once again. Walking forward, does find the ulti there. The Watch Out Eep, something that Ona might need to take into account, but instead, Zeus is on the roam, and Pyosik is in a lot of trouble now. Taken down to 50%, Bowling Ball going to be soaked there by Perfect as KT. They just want to get themselves Soul Point. The Baron has just worn off, but this is a lot of damage. I don't think that T1 are going to be able to get over towards this Dragon in time, as the Bowling Ball flies in and just sails by Beryl. There is Soul Point. That is what KT got out of the Baron, and I think, honestly, that's a real good prize.
Yep, they're happy with that one. It's going to put a lot of pressure on T1 in this game, but they're trying to corral them, trying to find an angle here.
Yep, the sleep does go down. Oh! The Apotheosis on the 4 is gigantic, but it is another encore from Beryl that is huge as well, but the Smolder goes down, Pyosik to follow. Zeus is going ballistic. It's a triple kill for the Viking, and now Beryl and Deft are against the world, and I don't think they like that. It's a quadra kill, and there's the penta for the Olaf top from Zeus here in game 1.
Zeus managed to farm up a big lead in this game, and he's rewarded. This is what the comp wants to do. There's no answer to this Olaf. You can't CC him, and with the Senna backing him up, you certainly cannot kill him. He just moves through the fight, taking out target by target. The return ult from KT managed to get some value, but it's not enough, and now T1, with the death timers coming up shortly, they won't be able to end, but they are going to do a lot of damage to KT right now. Taking that tier 2, getting some more gold, getting that inhib tower as well, and this Olaf. So it doesn't even matter if the Baron starts to damage them, they can just heal through the damage.
Well, now you can see KT, not a lot of options here. They have to use a Scryer's Orb in order to get the information here from T1, who are already peeling off the Baron. They're going to try and pick up this mid wave and just retain as much suffocation as they can. Give themselves all of the avenues. They see where KT is sweeping. They immediately then just repopulate the area and then straight back to the Baron once more. As Ward goes in there for Beryl, they spot the fact that there is a control ward there towards the bottom side of the brush. Another control ward goes in as Pyosik is over here. So it would be a 50-50 T1. They recognize that, back away immediately. But another possible fight in a choke point could be dangerous depending on who gets the first step, right? Like, I think that lining up into both of these teams feels really rough.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we saw the fight earlier that KT stomped. Zeus wasn't there. And I think that's more of a prominent issue now when he's so fed. But this is what T1 does, you know, they force the Baron. When it comes to Senna, with the Sorcery Potion, with the Moonstone now, we're going to see a point where he ults in a team fight, and it's just going to be absurd. So T1 have control over the Dragon. They're going to be able to take this down and then move over to respond from KT. KT haven't even started the Baron yet, so there's no threat. Good moves from T1 to secure this.
Yep, very nicely done. They will be able to take that one down. Big shielding coming in here from KT as Beryl presses his W button, but T1 looking for that inside track here on this mid lane. A Chu does come down as the bowling ball is just barely going to miss, and KT starting to get split up, starting to look a little bit confused on the map right now.
Quick little shield either. They are now setting up onto the Baron, starting up, trying to get KT to approach. Not fantastic vision setup for T1 over the wall. They throw that ward down, but the control ward's immediately there.
Yeah, let's see what KT can actually line up, as I don't think a 50-50 is what T1 has on their minds. Control ward goes into the back of the pit. BDD going to come on through there, finds a decent array with his Q damage. Is perfect, is possibly going to get sleepy as a Chu coming down once again. BDD is very scary, guys. I think the Leandries has just been purchased. That's item number 4 after the rapid fire cannon, and there it is.
To kind of bend.
Well, there's the aggressive advance here. Only on a 2 here on the Apotheosis, and Gumayushi taking so much damage back. That is going to be perfect, shutting him down. He gets a huge shield as a bullet time. Point blank here from Def. Faker almost being taken down. Ona has to go golden. Faker is out of there, and Ona is just dead. Zeus now trying to keep himself alive against Perfect and Beryl, and it is just not working even through the Sterix. And KT win another fight into a Baron.
T1 go for the desperate engage. Guma tries to force it, doesn't find the right members, and the response is immediate from KT. We don't end up seeing the value of the Olaf in that one, and the smaller is starting to take over this game. Baron gonna be... Ona has to steal this, there's no other way about it.
Yep, there's going to be another team fight. That is all I know, as this dragon is going down exceptionally low. Snare not quite going to connect. That is going to be the steal from Ona, but can they keep themselves alive in the fight? BDD going too far forward. It's another Apotheosis as Beryl is going to go down. Ona will be taken out, though BDD is still alive in this one, but not for long. It's a double for Guma. His health bar is just yo-yoing from these heals. And Pyoshik is sent to the nether as well. It is punch for punch, blow for blow between these two teams. So this time, T1 punch back.
And Guma redeems himself for the play around mid, finds the engage there, gets on the back line. The healing comes through from Kerry to back him up, but now, you know, T1 denied the soul, but it doesn't matter, they're just going to end the game.
Yeah, denying the game, I think, is a good idea. Deny enemy nexus seems to be the game plan for T1, and they are just going to march down this mid lane, take out these nexus turrets. And man, this for game number 1, this was a little bit too intense, but man, it was a banger. We'll see whether we have a few more of these.